guys. All right, so I did the PB&J smoothie bowl over on Transform app, and you know, healthy now balanced with our sweets. It's time to make some PB&J bars. These are so yummy. I've made them for years, and I even just was looking at the recipe. I'm like, oh, I need some new pictures up there. So they're a little old, so actually the timing is great. What I'm doing with this recipe though, because it's just the four of us at home right now, and it's a little harder to share like I usually do with my cakes. I'm gonna make a half recipe. So when it comes to having your recipe, literally just do your math and divide everything in half. When you have an egg, let's say like you've got 3 eggs in a recipe, I like to round up, especially with the cakes. So 3 eggs, I would use 2 eggs if I'm halving the recipe. So just do your best there, and grams makes it really easy to just split in half. But I think eggs is the one question I'll get the most when people are splitting a recipe. They're like, what do I do with the eggs? So just round up, cut it in half, round up. All right, so the first thing we need to do on this one is we are gonna take our butter, which is cold, and I'm gonna put it in my food processor because we need to get it nice and crumbly. And I think I'll actually just mix everything in here, so I don't have to get another bowl dirty. So I have a 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. I have a 1/2 cup granulated sugar. I have 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna use a little baking powder and a little salt and 1 egg. And that's what goes in the base. So I'm actually just gonna mix everything in my food processor. You can use a pastry cutter too. So I'm gonna add my flour in here, and I'm gonna add my sugar. I'm gonna add, not my egg yet, but I'm gonna add my baking powder. And then a little bit of salt. Oh, I just spilled it everywhere. A little bit of salt. Okay, okay. And then we're just gonna pulse this so it can get like a crumb texture. Do you see how that's like a nice, fine, kind of sandy mixture? If you have a food processor, this is just, it makes this kind of thing quite a bit easier. Okay, and then we're just going to quickly beat 1 egg, and then we'll add that. And then that's our base. And so what we'll do is I'm gonna use just a square pan. What is that, 8 by 8? Yep, 8 by 8. And, well, I need a whisk. It's definitely like a shortbread type of crust. All right, let's clean this up. All right, so my 8 by 8 square pan is lined with parchment paper, and I sprayed it. The parchment will just make it easier to pull your bars out and to cut them. I'm just using some raspberry jam. You can use whatever flavor, strawberry if you have it, or you make it. Homemade jam is always so yummy. Okay, so I have got my mixture here, and I'm kind of just eyeballing it, but I'm gonna split it in half. And I want half of it to go on the bottom. All right, perfect. Okay, so it's gonna be the bottom. We'll save this for a minute, and then let's grab a fork, and we're gonna spread this out, and we're gonna pack it down. Okay, this is gonna be the bottom crust. So evenly spread it out. So we're gonna spread 3/4 cup of our raspberry jam on here. Just using the back of your spoon, or you could get your offset icing spatula out. Just gently move that around. All right, we've got the jam evenly spread. Now we're gonna do about half of our, this is like 1 1/4 cups of our peanut butter chips right on top of our jam. Remember, the Reese's peanut butter chips are the key to success here. So we're gonna just do half of this amount right on top of the jam. All right, now they're gonna go into the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes.